And hello everyone, it is Rob Succhetto. I'm in my studio, and I welcome you in. I welcome you into my studio where I draw zombies. I invented zombie portraits way back in 2006. I have drawn and written and drawn the zombie handbook. I've drawn more zombies than anyone on planet Earth. And yeah, I have a wonderful Patreon page for you guys to check out. So please check that out. Zombie Daily. The link is in the description below. It's in there. Do it. Kill it now. Do it. Get it. And so check that out. And please subscribe to the channel while you're here. And let's do some drawing. Man, a lot has changed in the last 2 days because when last we met, when last we chatted, when last we were together, I had finished a couple more of the drawings from scratch. Drawings from scratch. And these are the ones that are still left to do. So again, nothing has changed with these. You saw me finish those last ones, but there's still a bunch, or at least there's a lot to do on all of these. I think between the three of them, there's quite a bit to do. I really want to finish this Zombie Pinup Diva. I'm getting scared, man. Like I know there's only 20 left to do before the big milestone 1100th Zombie Pinup Diva, but yeah, man, I'm getting kind of scared. They're not done yet. So I know it's October 31st. That is the date that I post the 1100th, but I should be able to do it. Yeah. Oh, this guy. Yeah. This was one of the last ones. This was the last one we kind of finished. And I'm looking at it now. I'm like, like always, I think there's more that I could do on this. I think there's a little bit more I can do on this. And I might actually just peck at it, here and there. But yeah, this was another one that we did 2 videos, I guess, ago. So again, if you want to see the entire process up until this point, just check those videos out. This was nothing but a mere blank page when we started, as were all of these. So this is kind of a series that I'm doing just for the channel, where I, start with nothing, blank page, and, create a zombie with you guys, like from nothing, and go from pencils to inks, and just do a nice little zombie drawing for content too, for Zombie Daily, of course, and for doing fun zombie things, another thing. Yeah, like this one I really love too, and I think it needs a bit of I think it needs a bit of fine tuning, but it's almost finished, And again, this. So yeah, and then there's other, and then I did like 10 new Pokemon zombie drawings. So these are the ones that I have left to do. I finished them at the Hanmer Valley Shopping Center Comic-Con, which I have a review of in the video section. If you guys want to check that out, I just reviewed that con today, so that dropped today, and I was at that the whole weekend. So I'm still suffering from a bit of con hangover. And, it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work. You're always on, and, lots of heavy lifting, man. And then, like being with the fans and the kids, and like the whole weekend is like a big rush, right? So after you're done, it's like being outside, for a whole day. Like you feel wiped out because of just the din, even, Oh no. Yeah, whatever happened to these? Like, the Sharpie cap doesn't fit on there. Anyway, that was a weird thing, but yeah, because it just fell off, and I was like, how come they don't fit anymore? These old ones do, but the new ones, I don't know. Anywho, that was a little side quest, but yeah, Yeah, and then you're talking all day too, talking all day and trying to hear people talk to you, which is sometimes incredibly difficult. So yeah, and then if I'm not doing that, I'm drawing. So yeah, man. So it's it's a long day. And then this one was 2 days, and yeah, man, it takes its toll, So I'm sort of recovering from that a bit still today. Yeah, I need rest. I need bed rest. I need bed rest. Yeah. I was gonna watch something, and I was like, I was really excited to watch something. And I can't remember what it is. But I'm sure when I'm done tonight, I'll watch that until I go to sleep. Until I fall asleep. Whatever it is, I'll find it. That's what I usually do. After drawing. Like, I can't go to bed right away. I have to, ease into it because I'm still at the high of drawing. It's true. That, you know what? There you go. There's a little bit of candid information to sort of show you the benefits of drawing, man. Like you get kind of high off it, and you need to relax before you relax because it's it's at least for me. Again, at least for me, Yeah, and this is I think Zubat, and this is Woobat. Or the other way tround. Other way tround. And I can't remember who this, amorphous jelly-like creature with a feather stuck in it is. But yeah, he's a Pokemon. It's a Pokemon. Yes, it's a Pokemon. Right? It. Sort of a amorphous blob. And I'm using Sharpie because why not, Sharpie works great on this surface. And here's the thing, too, I forgot to mention. So it used to be, this is that dollar store watercolor paper. And it used to be that one side had this weird, and you can see it, I think. It has a texture, right? But that's a very plastic texture. It's smooth, okay? It's smooth. So you think that would repel water. How's that absorbing water? Because it's a very smooth, almost plasticky surface. But this side, and sometimes it was hard because again, you're inking over a terrain, and it makes it more difficult. The lines aren't as true because you have to there's little bumps and ridges in there. It's very minute, but sometimes it'll take you off your path type of thing, right? Because it's very slippery too. And you think how does watercolor get into that? But the other side was slightly porous. It had not much tooth, but a bit of tooth, and it was super flat, just like cardstock, a cardstock cover. So I'd use that to draw, to do almost all of the new Pokemon stuff. But this is now both sides of that paper has that terrain on it. So that's why I find these kind of different. You might not find them different from the other ones, but even the way the color saturation is on this, which you can't avoid because both sides are like that. Even the color saturation is weird. So or different. I don't want to say weird. I'm just used to that other stuff, the other side rather. And this just makes it seem bizarre to me, but different. I'm not saying bad. I'm just saying kind of different and weird, shocking to me. Probably anyone out there is probably going what the hell is this guy talking about? But it's true, paper quality really counts for me, and I don't know if people notice if the paper is changed or whatever, or if it's just me, being critical of my work in any way, how it looks. So, it's real, people. Struggle is real. But yes. So what is today? Today was Monday. My goodness. Wow, my ever turned around, man. Like this weekend was quite a lot. Like even getting so many new Pokemon like drawings done. And they're really good. I really like them. Yeah. I can't wait to show you guys. They will be on the Patreon page, of course, and there are a lot of great ones, man. Like a lot of great ones. So, and the style, even because of this paper, is kind of different. So, again, I think you will notice it. And it's a good thing though. I made it work with it. Like I made it. I made the material, like I made the mediums work together, type of thing. So I think that was a success, So I hope you guys dig that. Check out the Patreon for that, for those images for sure. Those zombie Pokemon, yeah, I think you'd dig them. So of course, link to that Patreon page is in the comment section below, in the description below, description of the video. So check that out. Click on it, be transported to a world of nothing but flesh-eating zombies of all kinds. Traditional art, zombies, pop culture, all those words are great together. Check those out. Those are great ingredients. Those are the ingredients for a fun time. Yeah, and that's what we're doing today, and that's what we're drawing today. We're doing some more Pokemon. We're finishing this will be a batch of 10. I hope this angle is good. Okay, I'm gonna come in a bit. So you can actually, I always toy with that, and I wonder what the best angle is. Just gonna check the chat. I was told I should check the chat more often, and I will. 15 minutes in, almost. I'm gonna check the chat. Oh, Rot World. These are incredible. Oh, thank you, Rot World. Hey, Rob. Been a while. Con is sneaking up. I can't wait to get a Ludo. Ha ha! Christine C. Yes, it has been a while. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it big time. Yes, indeed. Pokemon will always be a great addition to zombie art. They are always phenomenal. Oh, thank you. And yeah, the concept, right? It's just, Pokemon, traditional art style, and zombies, like that mashed together, it's just a beauty, like it's one of those beautiful phrases, beautiful sort of things that can't go wrong, it's going to be awesome. So yeah, I'm glad that you're liking them, and it's that wonderful idea of, changing the way Pokemon are seen, because they're such great designs. There's such great designs, and they can almost be interpreted in like a billion ways, right? So this is just one of those from this universe. Oh yeah, that pen cap fell. Can I reach it? Do I want to reach it? This is awful. Oh, bones are all shattered. Okay, there. I reached it in my pen cap. That was, That was a huge rescue, man. Now, what was I looking for? What was I looking for? Yes. Number 3. Number 3. But so again, the inking style I'm using for this is kind of interesting for this paper because, like I said earlier, like I was mentioning earlier, it has that really weird textured surface. So I'm using this really kind of slick, pen line, but then I'm breaking it up so that it's really, it feels way more textured, You can really feel that surface because it kind of mixes with that texture in a weird way. So, it's kind of using a material you're not familiar with. Whoa. saying words. I got the best words. Using a product you're not familiar with or a surface you're not familiar with can sometimes work to your advantage because it shows you a new sort of secret to its surface and how that texture with your pen can be characterized now. Something that a style you might have used for a slicker paper, but for this, it's you come up with a different texture. And I really like the way it juxtaposes against the simplicity of the Pokémon, because it's super detailed, like there's so much like surface texture in that wing, Maybe you should concentrate on talking more, talking better. Yeah, rather wiped out from the proceedings of the last 2 days, but in a wonderful way, though. In a wonderful way. So, always checking the chat. Yes, always a pleasure at that. Hanmer Valley Shopping Center event. Those events, yeah. So that's where I was. Obviously, I think I told you guys I was going to be at the Hanmer Valley Shopping Center. Turns out it was a Comic-Con. I didn't even know that's what it was, but I explained that in the video there too. So, not to beat a dead horse or anything. Yeah, check that out, But yeah, now I'm putting the texture lines in the wings here, as you can see. Yeah. Scratchy lines, Man, I wish you guys could feel that. I wish you guys could feel that, like scratching over this surface. Like there's so much like a life in that, and like it alters your intended inking just slightly, right, because of that surface. Anyway, it's very cool. As an art nerd, like you can really feel it. You can really feel it. Yeah, you can really feel it. Yeah, and it's wonderful. And that's what makes, original art so priceless, man. It's the human experience, It's the totality of a person's experience in a drawing. It doesn't even matter what it is. It doesn't matter that it's a Pokemon or anything. It's just that it's your experiences are shaping that. You know, because it's your interpretation, right? So it's just, you know, it's magic, man. It's magic. It's magic. But it is. But it is. Yeah. Oh yeah, I gotta get me some coffee here. Oh, excuse me. People talking right into my mouth, man, all weekend long. I could feel their, you know, everything coming at me, man. Gems! Gems! Yeah. Freemasons run the country. And I mean, me too, right? I mean, you know, but sometimes you have to get close to people to hear things at that con. So, yeah. So I know I'm gonna probably have to fight something off, you know. And I think you can actually begin to hear it in my voice right now. Yeah, I like this wing. I like these wings. Wings. Yeah, so I also reviewed the con I was just at this weekend. It's in the video section if you guys want to check that out. Double dip of Rob. Another blob of Rob. Yes, I was checking the chat. A double dollop of Rob. It'll be, it's in the video section, man. I did that this afternoon, so more talking. Yeah, so I did a review of the con, so if you guys want to check that out, please do. Please give it a thumbs up if you so can and desire to. You're watching me draw Zubat or Woobat. Somebody fill me in. Somebody fill me in. The fact that I even know that is pretty special. You might even call me a hero. Yes, Zoo or Woobat. I think this is Zubat, and I think this is Woobat. Yeah, but we'll get to him later. He's better. He's better to us alive than dead. But yeah, getting into the drawing for sure. I'm adding the lines that make up that sort of gonna be matted fur, obviously, right? Because he's zombie. So whether he came out of the ground or, you know, what his story is, and of course I'm giving him more vampire-ish teeth. You know, a weird set of fangs, man, under fangs. You know, so yeah. And he'll have that very emaciated skull. Like this. Yeah, you can hear my voice for sure. And, you know, he's almost like Super Dracula, vampire-ish. But you can totally tell who it is. You can totally tell that it's Zoo and or Woobat. You know? So, yeah, that's what you have to do. You got to keep it in the ballpark, man. Got to keep it in the ballpark. You want people to go, hey, that's you know, Zubat. Not is that Zubat? Keep it clean. No, but there's so much zombie stuff that you can add that you don't have to like mangle the thing up to the point where it's unrecognizable. So, but there's a fine line, right? There's a fine line. So, of course, I could like make his entrails hanging out, and seagulls and stuff eating his entrails in the back, and things like that, and make crazy holes in them and all that stuff. But then you'd go like, what is that? Like you're not seeing what the thing is, more of like what's happening type of thing. So keeping it simple like this. But yeah, of course, there's so many different ways to interpret, this thing. And this is just mine, and I like this kind of look for it. I think it makes the most sense to me. But yeah, there's tons of ways, and again, that's the beauty of art, right? It's all those different interpretations. Those things are like the product of everything in your life, man. Everything that's ever like happened to you, everything you've ever felt. Like, yeah, there's so much of you in art that you leave behind in there, that you put in there rather, and leave behind. Of course, clues to who you are. Things of that nature. You can find yourself in art, man. It's true. Yeah, that's great. Good. And yeah, I think I had this Kirby-ish thing going on there. Yeah, like, because his jaw's like, yeah, it's a Mignola sort of thing by way of Kirby, right? That sort of jaw down there, the bottom jaw. Yeah, that's totally that. That's totally that. The curvature of the jaw with the teeth and those really quick, thick, nice lines down there. That's a total Kirby thing, man. Kirby Sinnott, Mike Royer. Again, you're probably going, what the hell is this old man babbling about? Just artists from my day. Well, from basically any day. Like Jack Kirby transcends like time and space, man. They're still reprinting his stuff and will forever. Yeah, like it's so hard to like when you go like who's kind of the master of comics. Like Mobius comes to mind. Like man, like it's inhuman. Like his abilities to interpret and draw and ink and produce was like, yeah, that can't be human. Like. And be so, like, stylistically astonishing, beyond measure. Wow. It's hard to believe a human like that exists, right? So, yeah, Kirby's that, too. And you wonder, like, who's the sort of, like, real king of comics. I have to give it to Kirby, man. I really do. Like, I think he is the most copied, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, he's influenced the most people. Is kind of what I mean. More to the point, and rightfully so. Like his structure and his structure and pacing and like dynamic, out of control, in control. Splash pages and just storytelling and like non-stop ability to be able to draw anything at any given time in the most epic way possible. Oh man, what could be said about the guy, man? Like he's the king. He's the king, man. He is. And just unstoppable. Like, how many comics did that guy do? Is there a way to even count that number? You know, like, do we have the technology to count how many comics like Kirby actually did? You know, and just how much art he produced. Like, again, like that's inhuman. It's inhuman things, you know. And wow, for so long too, you know. Thankfully, you know, but man, he could have lived a few more years, man. But I guess he wasn't doing comics maybe near the. I really don't know what kind of happened to Kirby near the end there, but I kind of know more of just his career, so you know how it kind of went, you know, and his art, of course, right? Which I hated Kirby's art at the beginning when I first saw it when I was a kid. So I didn't understand it. I thought I didn't know what to make of it. I thought like it was you know what? It was when he was doing Captain America again in the 70s. He came back to Marvel after being kind of like not hitting it big with DC at the time. So he went back to Marvel and did Captain America for a while, and that's when I first saw his art, and it was just like he was almost getting abstract by that point. And again, not that I didn't like that or appreciate that afterwards, but at that time, seeing that for the first time, I was like thrown off by it, and I was like, "What planet are they even on? Like, why is everybody so angular and metallic looking?" You know. So, but then you know, I kind of realized what the tone was, the context of everything, and eventually and went up, like, you know, had the same reaction that everybody has with Kirby. Like, he's just, again, he's inhuman, man. Like his acumen. there's a Barry Windsor Smith GIF or GIF or whatever people are calling it, where Barry Smith like pulls out he's looking at a Kirby drawing, and he's like, Kirby was, and he looks at it and he goes, I can't even look at it, it's so good, and he like puts it away and almost starts crying, man, or whatever. And I'm like, yes, it's true. It's true, man. Yeah, and it looks so effortless. Like his you know, everything that he does is just so like confident and like bombastic and epic, you know. Yeah. So yes, he definitely I think he is the king, man. It's true. So there's Zubat, I think. Now on to Woobat, I think. It's one of those guys. Like I said, the fact that I even know that makes me somewhat of a hero. Pioneer, if you will. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to check the chat. Check the chat. All right. I'm not going to try to say, I'm not going to try to, is it ripe? Ripe mangoes. Ripe mangoes. Okay, now I get it. I'm all like, yeah, like I said, man, my brain's not all entirely here right now. I met you at Comic-Con on Sunday. Your art is absolutely sick, and it's so sad you're underrated. Wow. Wowee. Gosh, that's a huge compliment, man. Wowee. Gee, thank you, man. Thank you for that. And it was nice meeting you. And I'm saying that because it was nice meeting everyone. There were so many people, what a whirlwind. And but wow, thank you so much. I'm so glad I met you there. And what a nice compliment. Thank you so much. Wow. That's very nice. So, right, mangoes. Thank you, and thank you for watching, man. Thank you for hooking up. That's awesome. That I always think that rarely happens. You see people at a con, and but it's true. It does. It does. I notice afterwards. The subscribers or whatever go up, and I'm like, it must be because of the last con I was at, and we talked about that. But I never believe that happens. But if it does, when it does, it's awesome. So that's great. I'll shut up now and get to work. Do the work on the things. Talk about other stuff. How dare you? There. So I like the gray on these wings. I'm going to obviously really pour on the blackness, the darkness of these wings, because they're supposed to be all black. That's what I find too with the reference for the Pokemon. Like the black is never black. It's some kind of like charcoaly gray. But then when you look at what the color's supposed to be in Bulbapedia, it says black, and in rare cases very dark blue. So I kind of go like, okay, well, if it's going to be black, it's going to be way darker than what it looks like in the example or the reference. So anyway, that's just a thing. And again, like sometimes I really can't tell the color, so I have to, and that's kind of it. You know what? That is literally the very definition of turning a negative into a positive. So because I'm colorblind, I kind of have to go to Bulbapedia, the Pokemon database thing, to see what the true colors of the thing are, and they always describe that. And they always describe it in the first paragraph. You have to kind of look for it a little bit, but not too much. But by the time you read it, you kind of know a little bit about the character. So I'm kind of glad to know a little bit about the character when I draw that character. You know what I mean? Like if it's supposed to be, like, is that supposed to be fur? Oh, I read that in there that it is. And so I kind of do like the bare minimum of research, but it's just enough to sort of make me go like, oh, understand the character a wee bit more. And I like that, right? That's good. So I've kind of turned that color blindness into a positive type of thing by having to read a little bit of, info about the character. And I think that's a good thing. It's always good to be more equipped, right? So yeah, I'm really adding more black in the wings, but I'm really adding a lot of that texture too. And the fur is going to be sort of like, mangy, Yeah, like it's droopy, like it's wet or greasy, dirty dog, dirty smelly dog or cat. That's the case. You know what? That's literally what I have in mind right now. It's that kind of fur, that dirty, like. So you can't see his eyes you can't see his eyes because of just those patches of hair for the real character. But I'm sort of extrapolating where the eyes go, and making them look a little more obviously zombie-like, right? As a result, putting those dark, making his eyes droop, right, past those curtains of hair, So yeah. And again, that's just the way I interpret this, with line. Line and color. Line and color. Line and color. There. Yeah, make the nose all chapped, Chapstick. Hope you guys. I hope your week is off to a great start, guys. I hope you're digging the live stream so far. You're watching some drawings being created and inking styles. Doing some zombie Pokemon. And you know what? Again, I've said this before, but I really love doing zombie Pokemon. Like, it's really fun for me. You know, I would not be doing them. I would not be doing them at all if I disliked doing them. You know, I would really kind of sweep it under the carpet like it doesn't exist. You know, but oh, and you know what? I took some requests this week. This weekend, and gotta get to those. Yes. Got some requests this weekend, so I gotta get to those. I've got some customs to do. Man, I got a big zombie portrait order on the way. So that's coming up. Boy. And cons, woo, yeah, because of the nicer weather. Well, Halloween, you know, of course, right? So, looking forward to that. Got an event going on. I believe it's in Etobicoke on the 30th of October, doing a workshop at an art gallery out there. So that'll be fun too. You know, looking forward to that. Oh, there's so many cons coming up. There's so many great cons coming up too. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the slate that she is filling up, if not full. So yeah, it's gonna be quite a year, and it always is, right? Like it always is, for me anyway. It just goes by like that. Like it goes by like nothing. Once September hits, it's all over. It might as well be like the following year. You know? Yeah, that's for me anyway. Yeah, it goes by in the blink of an eye. Yeah, me and Matrix. We could walk them out in the blink of an eye. Put the knife away and shut your mouth. Vernon Wells, man. From Commando. Stick your head out, John. One shot, right between the eyes. References. Got a little emotional on the review today. Yeah, emotional times. Just some wonderful things happening, you know. So you get a little emotional sometimes, but it was caught by surprise there. And if you're into seeing a grown man cry, you can go watch my video up there that I did today. Yeah. So yeah, and do subscribe to the channel, guys. So many new subscribers. Oh my goodness. And again, like I kind of try not to think about it too much because it drives you crazy, right? Because it drives you crazy, right? I try not to think about it, and I don't ever open the page or whatever and look to see if there's any new subscribers. But I will glance every once in a while, and I will be shocked and surprised and delighted. And so thank you so much, guys, for subscribing to the channel and liking the videos, the live streams. Yeah, I can't tell you how much it means to me. It's It's huge. It's huge. I'd like to get in front of more eyes and hopefully inspire and maybe teach a little bit and help out young artists, or just people who like to draw in general. For that matter, I really I can really vouch for the therapeutic values of just drawing, and again, there's no stakes involved. You don't have to make it a career. There's no one grading you. It's yours to enjoy, and no one else. So it's a wonderful little private kind of thing too. You can just do on your own. You don't have to show anybody if you don't want. So, I sort of say that a lot because I think a lot of people feel that they have to measure up to some kind of standard, and if you're just drawing and having fun and having a sketchbook there and practicing and stuff, there is no stakes involved. There's no one going to be judging you or anything like that. So it's one of those nice little freedoms you can have, and keep to yourself or be proud of and show to people too. If you're really digging your work and you want feedback and stuff and you want to get better, there's so many ways you can really go about doing art and enjoying art and keeping this kind of traditional art alive, or trying to anyway. Because who knows? Again, they might just not make the materials that we can draw with anymore, man. That's a total thing. That's an absolute worry. So if you can't, if there's no materials for you to draw on anymore, because why would there be? Because everything's everything's computer. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's happening, man. That's happening. So if we could preserve this type of art and continue doing it, it'd be awesome. But I think a lot of original art will be like even something like this by someone like me who is it's a professional or whatever, has been in the field and stuff like that, will be valuable because of who it is and what it is. In a few years, it'll be a thing, So and it is right now with a lot of artists, guys who do comics, people who do comics and stuff. Their pages go for many thousands of dollars, just like comic book pages of original art, So people are buying that stuff, and they always have been. And now we're seeing record numbers of that, and dollar-wise too. Except for one thing that couldn't bring in the dollars it wanted. It was Rob Liefeld's cover to New Mutants. What is it? 98? Yeah, 98. First Deadpool, and they wanted 33 million. I can't remember, but it was a huge number that they wanted for it, and they didn't get it. But that's the only time I've ever seen art flub like that. And who knows? Maybe in a couple months somebody will buy that. You know what I mean? So original art is going to be out of reach of the common person soon to buy, and I think it's a great investment, man. Look for it. Look for artists that you like. Buy some original art from them, and just sit on it. If you want to enjoy it, put it up in your man cave, living room, kitchen, whatever, in a nice glass frame, and show it off. Keep it out of the sunlight and everything, and maybe one day make a couple of grand on it. Either way, it'll be valuable. You know, buy a few pages, man. Buy a few comic book pages, or illustrations, or covers, or anything that you can kind of afford. You know, what was that one? $888,000 for that Detective Comics 670 or 761 or something like that. It was one of the last detective issues before they went to the New 52. But that cover, like the original cover, just went, like, was bought for $888,000. Yeah. So that was huge too. You know, that was a big one too, and I was like, holy, oh my goodness, like that made the news, man. Yeah. So yeah, art's going for a lot of money, and you know, you could still afford a lot of it, and I would invest in it. I really would. You know, because soon there'll be nothing like it, and you know, if you own something that doesn't exist anymore, that's something. You know. Or even something that's just sought after. Like, you know, series that are sought after by collectors. And, oh man, there's so many ways that people... And man, so many ways I never even thought of. Like, yeah, that don't make sense to me. Like, people collect in ways like that and things like that and stuff. And it blows my mind sometimes, man. You know? Like, there are collectors of my art. They're collectors of my art, man. I can't believe that. You know? Like, there's not many. Like, just, you know, people who kind of see me at conventions and stuff like that. Like, they're not legion, but, like, man, I would say... would they be in the 100? Low hundreds? No, it's got to be way less than that. But yeah, there's, you know what? I'll say 50 people. I would say that collect my stuff that I know of. Yeah, I think so. So, but anyway, I find that like that's kind of trippy, you know. So, but even to them, I say buy originals, man. I've got a lot of originals, and you know, those are the ones that will really make money, and like will be valuable, you know. Yeah, there we go. We're adding the thick holding line around the nose here. And I'm actually making it look like... And you know what? Here's the thing, too. Like, I really want to make these, like, individual and special. You know what I mean? So I'm actually doing that. Putting a little bit of the hair of his eye over that nose because it's, like, so long. You know what I mean? Like, his hair is so long. And the nose is so squat, you know? So yeah, I think, like, I kind of think of those kind of things. There's like I'm going to put a bit more yellow on the other teeth here, because that tooth is very, very yellow. Oh, you know what I might do? Yeah, actually I'm going to do both. You know what I might do? I'm going to actually do both. I can do both. There. I'm going to add yellow to those teeth. And then there, and then there. And add white. Add some white in there. Put a little bit of that. Put a little bit of that there. The nose. There. What do you think of that, guys? Maybe a little bit. Oh yeah, a little bit more of a holding line around the wing here, around the wing. So I think yes, this is the old paper. See, so this side's got that grainy stuff, and this is the old paper, which is smooth. You know, much smoother. So that's you can almost see the difference in the I don't know, in the coloration. I don't know. I can anyway. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna check the chat. Oh, I'm gonna have some coffee in a moment. In a moment. Yeah. So yes, shout out to Ripe Mango. I agree. I agree. And what a kind thing to say. What a wonderful thing to say. That's awesome. Yeah, so we're drawing Pokemon here. Zombie Pokemon. Zombies is what I do. Zombies is the whole thing. The reason that I'm doing all of this, and why I have a zombie empire. And I love drawing zombies, and I've done more zombies than anyone on planet Earth in art. Yes, it's a thing I love. Oh my god, that's good. It's a thing I love, and I could do it forever. I cannot tire of doing zombie interpretations of things and zombie art in general. So yeah, it's a thing that I love. So I invented zombie portraits way back in 2006, and I've been doing zombie portraits ever since. Still doing them right now. So check out zombieportraits.com. Get yourself a zombie portrait, or get one for a friend or a family member, anyone who's into zombies or horror or anything like that. Horror movies, things of that nature. Yeah, it's a wonderful gift. Very, very, astonishingly affordable. And that is something that I really, I've prided myself with. However, next year, I believe I will have to increase the price. So here's a little sort of, if at all, encouragement to get a zombie portrait soon. Before I have to get with the times. I have to get with the times. with the pricing of zombie portraits. So yeah, get one soon. Wedding gifts. I know wedding season's over for the most part, but they make great wedding gifts. Just great gifts in general. Yeah, and it's original art. So guess what that does? That'll appreciate in value. Is that original Rob Sachetto? No. Yeah. You gotta make up your own thing now, eh? So funny. So fun, why? Gonna come out with a Bitcoin next week. Guys, if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be utterly magnificent. I would really appreciate it more than you could know. It will absolutely help me ascend into the higher echelon of the algorithm stream, where I can infect reach more people with my art. And hopefully inspire, hopefully teach a wee, and entertain slightly, in the sense that I'm drawing stuff for y'all, So yeah, I think I love this. I love this, but I'm not in love with it. I'm on the peripheral of the love with it. There. Yeah, I think that's good. There. That's so Mignola-like. I find that skull. That bad head. Yeah. Yeah, that exists on that exists somewhere in the Hellboy universe, for sure, for sure. I mean, again, it's not intentional. I don't have any reference of it here, but like that, I'm. You know what? Maybe I do have. There's a Hellboy thing. Yeah, but no, nothing like with that skull on it though. But yeah, anyway, it is. It is. Very much so. See, look at that. And again, like I don't want to bash any pens, but I'm not gonna do that. You know what? I'm not gonna do that. I think it was just the fact that I maybe used the wrong end, or not wrong end, but the wrong side rather of that. There, that's what I wanted to do. And yeah, I shouldn't have jumped to that conclusion. I thought it was dead, because I barely remember using this. My bad. There. Yeah. Okay. So this is done. This is done. Done. I believe done. I think. I can't see much more that needs to sort of be added or embellished. I don't think there's any more weight that needs to be given to any area that would shift any balance. I think it's pretty much, well, maybe the tooth a bit thicker, just a wee. Yeah. Okay, so that you're like he didn't even do anything. I did do something. I made it a little thicker, but just making the tooth a little thicker, makes it stand out just a wee bit more. Just a wee bit. A wee. So, there. That's another one. Another one is completed. Man, I'm going to have, is it true? I'm going to have all these 10 done. 10 new zombie Pokémon characters. Caricatures. I'm going to have 10 new Pokemon characters done in 3 days. And this one is, like, I thought, this has some potential with some, like, tooth-like objects. And a really weird, because he's going to look the same, except with bloodier lips and teeth. So yeah, I'm paying a lot of attention to this area here, because I want to make it very, like, textured and bloody and visceral and all that, because it's going to be the main focus, and the rest of them is kind of like this blubbery blob, to put it nicely, to put it too kindly. So yes, I'm adding a lot of detail here, and viscera, almost like a chest burster. That's what his mouth kind of looks like, an alien chest burster. Yeah. So yes, that kind of demeanor. And you know what? I thought, yes, why not put sort of the trace of a spine in there? It's all soft. There. And then you know what? Yeah, the makings of a hip. I'm just making this up. I'm making it up. Yeah, I'm making it up. I'm just making it up as I go along. It's true, but that would be the makings of, like, a hip. bone. Oh dear, my voice is really going, man. I apologize. Sydney. Okay, I was just checking the chat. Check the chat. People always tell me, check the chat. So weird, like weird double-fingered weirdness on his arm or blobs, right? Like it's some kind of weird skin tag or something. Gross. Grossed. I did a zombie from the Heads of the Living Dead series that was just skin tags. Yeah. Yeah, check that out on the Patreon page, on the Zombie Daily Patreon page. The link, of course, is in the description below this video. So yeah, that is on the page. I basically consider like this and Zombie Daily or the Patreon page or whatever same thing. Like I'm doing all of this. This basically goes into that. So this is kind of part of the Patreon page. I would guess. You know, I would hazard to guess. That would be the simplest way to describe it. You know. Yeah, I'm just doing live streams, I guess, on the, like, you know, for art that's going to end up going on to the Zombie Daily page. So yeah, check that page out, guys. Check that page out. For the very reasons I previously outlined. So, yeah, if you want to see a lot of very cool zombie art from all across pop culture and beyond, do check out Zombie Daily. The link is in the description below. Please subscribe to the channel. That would be awesome. If you could do that, would really mean a lot. Would really mean a lot to me. Really does help me get into the higher echelon of the algorithm stream and in front of more people, in front of more people's eyes, you know. Maybe helping folks, maybe just entertaining people with the drawings. Either way, it's all good. I'd love for you to watch the show. I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel. Spread the word if you can. You know, on your social media, if you want to share the videos. Yeah, please do. You know, please do that too. That would be wonderful. I don't know how many people do that. Like, I don't know if I've ever done that, but maybe, I guess people do that, share videos, right? So, yeah, I'm not human, man. I don't know what happens in the human, you know, thing when what people do, you know. So, like, do people share videos? I don't know, but I do like short videos too, and I'm like, well, maybe that's what people share, but I guess they do share those too. But like even live streams, I've seen people sort of share those, and it's kind of shocking because I never think that people watch those, you know, but maybe they do. So if they do, and you'd like to share this video with people you think would like it, please do. After all that, to summarize, yeah, so this is a fun, you know, regardless of what the Pokemon looks like, you could still make it fun and still make it very cool and zombie-like. So again, I'm really using a lot of like zombie distinguishing factors, like the rib cage, you know, like you can start seeing the rib cage, you can start seeing the spinal cord. because what do you do with this thing? It's like a blob. So you kind of add your little things, and then this sort of protrusion here is going to be where theoretically a hip bone would develop. Like I'm kind of riffing on the details, but maybe he's got that underneath him, right? So underneath his skin, like tadpoles when they start sprouting the little frog legs, there's sort of nubs right under there, So yeah. Anyway, like I like those little details, and again, it comes from kind of experience, right? Like having frogs as pets and always hanging out at the creek, and experiencing stuff. So again, whoever you are, wherever you came from, you bring your own unique voice to whatever you do. And for me, that was mine. You'll likely have something completely different, or you might have the same thing as me, but experience it differently. There's perception too. There's so many variables, and again, that all goes into your art, and that's what makes it utterly unique. That's why when I remember people trying to convince me that NFTs were a thing, and they were like, "Yeah, this is the one of a kind," and I'm thinking like, "Yeah, art. That's what art is. Like without doing anything, like without having to put it through any kind of like NFT process. Art is like original art is already one of a kind, just by its existence. So I'm like, what does being an NFT make it special for? It isn't. It's less. Anyway, I always thought that was hilarious. Like, oh, it's a one of a kind. Technology. Gotta embrace it. You must embrace technology. Technology. Feather. Blob with a feather in it. I can't remember this cat's name, but he is. And you know what? This is funny. This was the easiest one, and I did it last. I wonder what that says about me. Don't know. I don't know what that means. I did the easiest one last because I'm like, well, it's a Pokemon. I'm going to do it. I think it was one of the first ones, and somebody mentioned this too at the convention this weekend. Like, oh, you're going like all over the different generations and groups or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just being random this time, because like the last time I did the Pokemon, I did the whole first gen in like 2 months, and I was like, I didn't want to see another Pokemon for the rest of my life, and then which was really weird, and this didn't well, I guess naturally it didn't happen until after I kind of posted all the Pokemon drawings. People were like asking me to do customs for them of their favorite Pokemon as a zombie. And I'm like, yeah, okay, well, that I'll do for sure, I'm not going to say no to anyone, if I can do it. And I kind of started enjoying it again. And then I was like, and it didn't happen right away. Like it happened, I think, man, maybe even a year or more after doing the last custom, that I started doing Pokemon zombies again. And I really enjoyed it this time. Like, in fact, like, I love doing them because they're just so fun, They're just so fun. And, yeah, but I really did think I never wanted to do them again because after doing them, like all that whole first gen in 2 months, I was burnt out on them, man. You know. So, but now I have a renewed love. It's a love hatred. It's what's that syndrome, man? When you're with you start being friends with your captor or whatever. Stockholm syndrome. Yeah, got that Stockholm syndrome with the Pokemon. Stockholm syndrome with the Pokemon. Yeah, yeah. Pokemon call me like at night and recite some little passage. And they're like sleeper agent, man. Yeah. Yeah. Unlikely story, but hey, this is the things that you think about. These are the things that you think about when you're drawing. When you're drawing, what's the thing on his back? Black diamond on his back. Black diamond on his back. Black diamond on his back. So I gotta put blue in there. Like, what's with the diamond on his back? There. And where is my gray? Okay, there. And we're gonna put the gray under the vein of the wing, or the feather. Yeah. Fluff it out a bit. A little bit more. A little bit more. And then, oh no, I'll never find it in time. I wanted to do it when it was wet, but I'll never find that pen in time. Will I? Will I? I'm running out of time. Rob's and Shadow in out of time. Yeah, I'm out. Nah, you know what? It doesn't. Oh, okay, you know what? I'll try this. I'll try this later, a bit later, anyway. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. There. That gives it some nice weight. I like that. I'm actually gonna give this weight, but I'm gonna use the thicker holding line as well around this sort of protrusion. In fact, I'm gonna use a thicker holding line around the whole thing, and add that little bit of blue every once in a while because he's green. And I've muddied him up a bit with a little bit of gray and brown and stuff. So I could put more, but I think he's good. I think he's zombie enough. I think he's got enough zombie sort of traits that I don't think he needs much more. Yeah, he's got that, and it's that rib cage showing and the spinal column showing that. I think does it, But other than that, I'm going to use the thick holding line as well as swell, and he'll pop much more. And he has a very sort of mangled outer edge, where he's generally soft. Like in the reference, like he's a soft, creature. But I gave him a very sort of jaggedy, almost Jabba the Hutt meets Hedora the Smog Monster surface, Yeah, somebody or some. I was watching some YouTube show, and I think it was D-Man 1954, who I'm actually subscribed to also, and please subscribe to this channel. And I think that's where I heard that there was a rumor going around, and it seemed a bit more than a rumor. That's why I'm kind of saying it. Otherwise, yeah, people make all kinds of see. And again, there's the beauty of that thick holding line. That arm there really pops out much more, and so does the creature in general. You know, so there's way more weight to this character now than there was before, and that's all done with line. You know, that's all done with line. The optical outcome is that it pops much more. You know, and that's what I want for these. That's the kind of art I want to end up with for these. And every type of art that I do is kind of different, you know. But for this series, I kind of want to do this, you know, and maintain this kind of style, you know. So yeah, so this one, one moment. Will be done. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think, guys? There. Huh? Yeah. And you know what? I'm even going to go one step further and add another medium to the palette. And that is going to be this. And it's going to be pencil crayon, and it's going to go right here and here. Now what that does is warm that area up and pronounce it much more. With that yellow, that hazy yellow, almost fleshy, whatever, color added to that, that warmth, giving it that warmth, these pieces pop out much more, you know, and especially against this darker gray blue underneath here, you know. So yeah. So there is another Pokemon done. That's 10. That's 10 from Friday afternoon to Monday evening. That is 10 Pokemon done. They will appear on Zombie Daily. You will see them all on Zombie Daily if you go to Zombie Daily and check them out, because they will be posted there. And now I'm going to finish this crazy drawing. Man, I can't wait, because I love these so much. I love these. And I'm so glad that literally these came about by doing these live streams. So I could show you guys art that I create from the ground up, from nothing, like from a blank page, instead of something that, you know, I used a model to do that, you know, I used a model like just for the figure, you know, and other things where Pokemon, for example, like where I'm obviously using Pokemon as the vehicle for the zombie effects and stuff. But these really I started doing because of the live streams. I wanted to show you, you know, from blank page to finished inked drawing of any kind, you know, because I never know what I'm gonna do, you know. But I think maybe what I'll do from now on, just in the name of time convenience, is come up with a few subjects before I do the before I do the drawings, and just so I have something to go on, so I don't have to think about it, because that's kind of like a bit of pressure I don't need at that point in the drawing. Like, I just want to be able to know what I'm doing, like what I'm supposed to be drawing, type of thing, instead of having to think about it, because it just takes time. Like, it just takes time, and you don't want to like waste time thinking. Nobody likes watching that. So yeah, maybe have some ready ideas next time for these guys. Like, I don't know, it could be anything, like giant zombie toppling a building or something, like something just crazy. It doesn't even matter what it is. Flying zombies, attack, attacking airplanes. Just some crap, like just some crazy, man. But yes, have some ideas, ready for me next time. Yeah. And yeah, I love doing them. Like, I love doing these for you guys too. Like, these are great. And again, like, not for nothing, but these are great pieces of content for Zombie Daily too. More new zombie art, right? So, getting two birds stoned at once. So there we go. We got some thick lines coming down. Making everything more, giving everything more weight and poppitude off the paper, off that surface. Just pop it out there with that heavier holding line around the entire structure, and things that are more in front, like these claws here, they're way more in front because he's got a big, in fact, I'm going to actually accentuate that while I'm at it. He's got like a huge lean going on, like a huge forward lean going on, So, adding to that idea, I'm going to put a few thicker lines underneath here. Shadow kind of lines almost. And then I'm going to probably go in and put some more thicker hatch lines in there, as a matter of fact, And I mean, I could go really dark with this, but I really like all the details showing and stuff. I really love that, I love that concept. Plus, as I mentioned before, I could get this printed on watercolor paper and paint it. Do a painting of it, And it has, it's almost like a coloring book, right? It's almost like a coloring thing, So, yeah, that would be great, I think, as a coloring book, as a matter of fact, You don't have to stay within lines. You just, paint the whole thing or use pencil crayon or whatever. Yeah, that would be cool, too. I could see purples, greens, browns in there. Lots of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. But now, more on the face. Adding more detail and texture to the head, the head. Nose, oh yeah. Yeah. More texture there. Yeah, his teeth are all messed up. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of weird anomalies to his mouth. Yeah, that's great. Like that. His bottom jaw is gigantic. Yeah. Love it. And again, guys, this is all like unplanned. From a blank piece of paper to what it is right now. I've continued to say and do and make it up as I go along, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm making it up as I go along, and adding things as I see they should be, or as I see fit. In terms of contrast and inking and all of that stuff, like detail and where it goes and what it is and why it's going there, and all of that stuff is going on as I'm drawing, as I'm creating stuff. So again, when if you want to sort of get into a different mindset, right? Like maybe it's after work and you kind of think like, oh, been thinking all day and I'm mentally exhausted. If you try drawing, if you get into the drawing, you're using a different part of your brain that functions differently, right? So you're thinking you're in a totally different mindset, and sometimes that's a great sort of break. It's like a little mental vacation, right? Because you go there, you literally have to go here. This is a place. In your head, right? So you have to go here and get away from the other place, So yes, it like that, and I think that therein lies the therapeutic value of drawing, because you're literally you're Narnia, man. Like you're, So yes, it really helps. I can vouch, man. I can vouch. I got nothing to sell. I'm just telling you what it does for me, man. Now buy my sports drink and my Bitcoin. Hey, fellow Gandhi, how's it going? Long time no see. How you been? Thanks for watching. We got a great menagerie of top fans and wonderful people that have watched tonight. Thanks, guys, from Rot World to Christine C. Again, a friend, and I think she started watching right from the beginning too. Right, Mangoes. An individual I just met this past weekend at the Comic-Con, the Hanmer Valley. Hanmer Valley Comic-Con. It's a Comic-Con. Anyway, I did a review for it. It's in the videos up there. Check it out. But yes, an individual I met there, which is just absolutely wonderful. He had some amazingly wonderful things to say too. And Philip Gandy, yes, that's awesome. It's been a while. There. So there. And look at how far we've come. So once again, I'm adding some shadow. I will create a whole army of shadows. I'm creating some shadow in there with this thing. What do you call it? A pen? Yeah, but I'm actually using it to create hatching, which is kind of just these little zip, 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 and that's again when the lines cross. It's called cross hatching. Brilliant. Yeah, like right up in there. You can see that. But the traditional cross hatching is kind of well, I'll just show you what that is. Let's see. We got a piece of paper here. Why is there no paper in here? It's a studio, for goodness sakes. What's going on? Oh, I can't even show you that. All right, here. For the love of God. Okay, for the love of God. Okay, hatching. Zip, 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 zip. Oh, gotta wait till that camera kind of focuses in there. That was weird. Oh, maybe because of the white. Maybe because there's too much white. Yeah, but I think you can see it now. I think it corrected itself. So zip, 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 zip. Not even looking. Zip, 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 zip. I'm looking at the screen. So that hatching, and then you got zip 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 zip, and zip 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 zip. Okay, and then you got, see, this is the beauty of it, because you can use it for anything, right? Like, you can do this, and then you can go like this in between, off kilter a little bit, and create like then go a variation in the tone, and then almost scribble the bottom. You've got you got a nice tone going on there. You got a good stew going on there. Yeah, so again, like and then you just use more and more and more line. That's one way of doing kind of that. And again, like the crosshatch way, you got this, and then you could go again, and again, and create a tone. That's kind of like, again, Robert Crumb. He uses a lot of like beautiful hatching and cross hatching and stuff in his art. Like, it's so lush. And that Serpieri guy, the guy that does Druna, he's another guy that uses cross hatching masterfully, like otherworldly. He's just incredible at using the cross hatching to create human form. And yeah, it's brilliant to look at. So Serpieri, who does Druna, it's a kind of adult, more comic, comic. It's a European, more adult type comic, but the art is terrific. And I mean, you know what? I get it. If you don't want to see graphic scenes of things, I get it if you don't want to see that, and I totally do. But aside from that, like some art, and I mean, not all the art from that artist is like that. Some of it is just like science fiction and whatever. But man, like sometimes it's more about the art than it is about the subject. So like think of it that way, because you're really missing out if you don't see some of the artists that do, like Milo Manara. There's another guy who, like, oh my goodness, like, yeah, like he does mostly adult stuff, but it's utterly astonishing. And again, like, not everything that he does is, but just beautiful work, so unique, and you can tell it's him a mile away, Yeah, I love all those European illustrators, man, comic book artists and stuff. Yeah. You know what? I kind of just love all artists. Like I'm saying that, and it's like, I do love a lot of American artists too, and Canadian artists and that as well. But I think I can't say that. I don't love all artists, man. Like I think everybody's got a unique, look. And even if I don't like it, I respect it. I respect the fact that the person does it. Because there's a few there's a few artists out there that I don't like. I don't flip over their art like I would with like Byrne, Mignola, Bisley, Miller, like so many people, right? But I do respect the fact that they're doing it, and they continue to do it, because man, it's a pretty tough job, man. It's a pretty tough job. You have to be perseverant, and I don't want to say repetitious. You have to be on model. You know, that's the thing. You have to be on model, like in your drawings, right? So Peter Parker has to look like Peter Parker all the time. When you draw Peter Parker, you know, like over 30 books, he always has to look the same. You know, the way you draw, you can't deviate from that. So I that's tough. Like that, I find is tough to do in itself. You know, keeping the characters consistent. You know, so right away I respect comic book artists for just even that. But so many other things too. Just drawing that much. Who does that, man? Who does that anymore? Like, who draws that much? You know? And it's real drawing, man. Like, you're really drawing stuff. You know? Tangible things. And you have to show the texture of stuff. And you're doing it in a really, simplistic way. Or the most simplistic way that you kind of can. But making it as awesome as you can, too. You know, yeah, that is a lot of work, man. That is a lot of work. That's a lot of drawing, man. So, again, I immediately respect anybody doing that, you know. So there we go. That one, man, again, I was just blabbing and going on, and then the next thing I know, the thing's almost finished. Yeah. There we go. I think that's good for now. I think that's good for now. Yeah. I think that is. Yeah, I kind of like that. And again, this was sort of like the idea behind this guy was kind of like, he's a Resident Evil type character, like some good guy maybe that is affected by a serum that turned him into this, and like now he's sort of like a Nemesis type guy, creature, whatever, with the huge hands and, you know, giant mutant body and all that stuff. So let's call this one Dunzo. And I will add my name to it in there. Robert Sachetto. Put that in there. 2025. Yeah, hey, you know, you look at some artist stuff and it's like 1985. What? Yeah, I'm doing art right now, man. You just watch me do my latest thing. So there you go, man. I'm doing art all the time, man. I'm doing art all the time. See a lot of artists that you really enjoy, and it's like their stuff has been around forever. And that's the weird thing I always find. Like, what happened to those guys? Are they still doing stuff? Like, if so, where is it? You know, I guess now you can kind of Google that, but maybe not even for some guys. Like, I'm sure a lot of people have passed on since the time you really saw their art and enjoyed it. Like, you know, and then you kind of forget maybe some of their names sometimes too. If you're thinking about looking type of thing. Oh, who's that guy that does that type of art? Oh, yeah, I've been there, man. A billion times. Or misspell it. You know? That's one thing too. It's like it's irretrievably bad, you know, because the computer doesn't know what you're trying to put in there, you dum-dum, you know. So you can't find the person at all, man. Yeah. What's the guy? Soriyama? Is that what his name is? He does that really cool, like, I think it's airbrush, which I don't really dig airbrush art that much at all. But his work is, wow, utterly astonishing, stunning. And he sort of does more adult themed stuff too. But I think it's Soriyama. How do I spell it? How do you spell it? I don't know. But I even have one of his books up there too. Can I see it? No. No, it's got a, I know it's got a, like a blue cover, but anyway, yeah, man, like, yeah, there's some artists that you know, you forget about, or you've seen their stuff, and you kind of think it's current, but it's like, man, it's from 10, 20, 30 years ago. And I find a lot of artists that I like, it's kind of that story, where it's like, what you know, what do they do now? Where are they? You know, are they still doing art? What, you know, what sort of industry of the arts are they in, if any? You know, yeah, I wonder about those things sometimes. You know, because of that, because of the date, I would look at the date of like an artist's last thing, and it's like, except for comic book guys, it's usually like decades ago or a decade ago or more, you know, and that's why I'm like, man, I feel like like one of the only people doing like this kind of traditional art, you know. I know that's not true. That's not true. I know that's not true. But I really feel isolated, aided. Yeah, I really feel isolated when it comes to, you know, people doing this kind of stuff, doing this kind of art, you know. Yeah. Do I feel isolated? No, I mean, you know, it's one of those things, right? You just keep doing your thing, man, you know. But if asked, yes. Yeah, because I don't know a lot of people who draw, you know. Then again, that could be just because of the city I'm in too, you know. Yeah. I don't belong here. I don't belong anywhere. True. There. Yeah. Much more something. Much more, has more weight. Has more weight and form to it now. With that extra bit of hatching up there around around this area. See that hatching I just like threw in there, and that gives it a little bit more depth, you know, inside that jaw, right? So yeah, all of those little things, you know, go towards the overall aesthetic and make it look like, oh, there's lots of holes and like, you know, fissures and veins and all kinds of stuff like that, right? So it looks like maybe part of his clothes are like the ripped clothes are part of his body, maybe, or if that's like flesh, dried flesh, kind of just hanging off him. It's kind of hard to tell, but you know, that's part of the thing. It's kind of hard to tell, which is good. You know, I kind of want that to be the case. I want it to be kind of mysterious, right? You know, that's why I didn't put like a button in there or anything. You know, it could still be shirt. It could still be shirt, but it doesn't have to have button. But, you know, if you put a button, then it's definitely not flesh, right? So those little things you kind of have to consider, man, the reality of it. That's why when I watch movies, I'm like, that would never happen like that. I'm such a stickler, and like plot holes and stuff, it really bothers me, man. Because I'm such a nerd for like I'll give a movie everything I can to enjoy it. But man, if I start seeing way too many like glaring things that require me to be a complete moron, no, I ain't doing that, man. I ain't doing that. You know, you lost me, man. Yeah. Yeah. On the other hand, you could watch a movie for the express purpose of it being bad, and you know it is, and you just want to see how absolutely idiotic it is. So you have to watch the ending, man. You know, yeah, there's that too. But, you know, stuff's gotta hold up, man. Come on. You know. There. Yeah, I like that. And again, that was one of the ones that we started the other day, and here it is. Yeah, I really like that. I think that's great. Okay, so that one's done too. I'm going to add my name. Yes. Don't forget to add your name. Printing. 2025. Oh my goodness. So next year is Zombie Portraits 20th anniversary. Guys, get yourself a zombie portrait. Come on. What are you waiting for? Get a zombie portrait and enjoy life more. Now, this guy. Or should I finish her? Maybe I'll finish her. Yeah, she's I think, closer to being finished. So I'm going to just add some of the details to, yeah, like there's things like, you know, really got to add some dimension and detail to these areas. Yeah. For sure. And like I mentioned earlier, I could even get these like photocopied onto watercolor paper and do them as paintings. Or like they're literally, I think, even coloring book type things, you know. Yeah, and I think doing them as paintings, you know, with watercolor or whatever would be really, really good, really cool. So having them available on watercolor paper, even for people to sort of, you know, do as a coloring book thing, I think would be great. Yeah. Even aside from me just doing that, you know. Yeah. But yeah, I think I will do these in color and see how they turn out, because, you know, I'm kind of doing these more under the auspices that they're going to be just black and white. Just black and white. Not just. There's nothing just about this. Having the black and white really means something, right? You know, I'm doing this on purpose. I'm doing this, you know, I'm doing this specifically for this effect. You know, so I can do these tiny ink things and flourishes here and there. Like, I'm doing that on purpose for the sole purpose of it being a black and white thing. Now, some things you can just wholesale color, but some things you just shouldn't color, because it belongs in its original form of that beautiful black and white, you know. Like, I always look at that Conan stuff, Savage Sword of Conan art by John Buscema and often Ernie Chua or Ernie Chan and Rudy Nebres inking, and other guys of that ilk who would ink Buscema's pencils and just make them otherworldly. Like, holy cats, man. Like, the stuff that those guys would bring to Buscema's already, like, incredible pencils. You know, if not, like, complete. He probably didn't do complete pencils even. Or maybe he did. I don't know. I would not quote me on that, but it seems to me he was working on 2 titles at that time. Maybe even doing more than that. So I don't know if he did full pencils for the Savage Sword stuff. But either way, like Ernie Chua or Ernie Chan, he would also be called, like, billed as, was just Oh my goodness, the inking. Yeah, like the embellishment of the pencils was utterly staggering, man. So yeah, I love those cats, man. All those guys who inked Bushima for Savage Sword and other things too. You know. Then like there's guys like Alex Nino or Nino. Oh man, so many Paul Gulacy, Gene Day. You know, and I'm thinking of what do you call it, Master of Kung Fu, Gene Day, and who else? Who else did that? Yeah, Paul Gulacy, Gene Day, Mike Zack. Yeah, another like, oh man, wizard. You know. I always wanted to see Mike Zeck do more, man. Like, again, what happened to that guy? Like, what happened to him? You know, does he still do stuff? And I like even when he did that, he did an image book. What was it called? I have it. I can't remember the name of it now, though. Hard Time or Chain Time. I don't know. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a crime story, film noir type thing. It was great. I bought it. Like I said, I own it. It was but I think that's the last thing I ever saw him do. You know. Oh, that's so good. Oh goodness. Yes. So Mike Zeck. But yeah, I did some wonderful Master of Kung Fu stuff. Speaking of great inkers, again, the guys who inked Sal Buscema in ROM Space Knight, that Akin and Garvey, I guess duo, you know, I guess that I have no idea what that whole deal was with those guys, if it was one guy or two guys. But the incredible inking they did over Sal Buscema's pencils on ROM was like fascinating, man. Like I love their ink so much, you know. Like really gave everything weight and you know what I love? Like I love Sal Buscema's I loved his penciling. I loved his Hulk stuff that he did. You know, it was great with the UFOs and stuff. Oh man, that was smashing stuff. That was awesome. You know, and the yarg, like him getting like hit by some weird ray, and his eyes are like little dots, man. You know, yeah, man, that was so awesome. That was so awesome. Sal Buscema, man. Oh my goodness. Same ability in terms of anatomy and just being able to draw anything as his brother John, but like a thinner line, like a thinner, scratchier line for Sal Buscema. Which was probably due to deadlines, you know, like he probably did that because it was faster, you know. So yeah, there's some. That's kind of crazy scary, man. I'm going to erase some areas here. Where's my eraser? Come on. What? Come on. No. Come on. Come on. What's going on? It's gotta be okay. I have to go over there to get an eraser. There's not an eraser on this table. I have to go all the way. I have to turn my chair all the way over there to get an eraser. Oh. Yeah, okay, there we go. That I need to see that. There. Because now, yeah, she's almost got a, like, weird bend going on there. And then this, yeah, so I'm thickening, you're thickening. I'm thickening out the lines for the dress folds, dress folds. Thickening them up a little more, because I think what I want to do is add a little bit of dress pattern in there with the whiteout pen. So it has to be dark enough for that pattern to show up as, you know what, just the slightest bit. I don't want to overwhelm it. And you know what, I'm looking at it right now, and I don't think I can do it. But I had the thought of doing it. I had the thought of going like, and you know what, I'll just show you, because I could cover it up. And you know what, it's good to actually see that it probably won't work. So I was gonna do this, like make a dress pattern, but no, that the consistency will be off. The pattern will get lost in all the rips. So yeah, it's not worth it. So again, like, you're seeing this is the most process you're ever going to see of an artist doing the process of creating art. I'm literally thinking of what's happening as it goes. So, and I guess that's what always happens. But whether they, show you that side of it or not, or it's edited out most of the times, I'm kind of showing you as it goes. Because yeah, man, sometimes, and again, when you're doing drawings like this, where it's like, you're making it up. You're creating it like from nothing. So yeah, you don't know what's gonna, like, you don't know what's gonna be like what's gonna work and what's not right away, right? So you might have to work it out. And that's some of the, and you've heard me say that many times, like, this is the working it out process, right? So, you have to kind of do that for these. And that's the real showing you the process of it. Like, where there's absolutely no plan, and I'm going, and I mean, you can tell, this ain't scripted, man. There's no, yeah, if you're seeing me create these in the first video where we're doing these, I think you can sense my frustration and things not going well. But I mean, I do say, like, well, that's just the how it works, and I even say, like, I even tell you, say to you guys, like, if you're not feeling it, work on something else, do something else. That's why it's always great to have different pieces of art going on at different times, or sorry, at the same time rather, but in different stages of completion. So if you're not feeling especially creative that night, maybe do some inking where, okay, you've got your pencils already there, and now you're just sort of going with the flow. I'm not suggesting you're turning your brain off or anything, but you're just thinking in a different way, right? You're not being necessarily creative in that you have to create something. That's already done. You're just inking it, so you're in a different mindset, right? So, you're getting things done, but it's not the thing that you started out doing, So having different things on the go is always a great idea. You can always switch. And then maybe even after doing that, you'll actually want to be more creative. So you might even switch that very day or that very evening or whenever you're drawing and actually start being creative, because it'll just put you in a different mindset. So yeah, art really does have a lot of great, wonderful sort of benefits. And there's so many ways of doing it, and to be comfortable with, and stuff like that. So yeah, guys, I'd really, suggest if you're up for it, man, pick up a pencil and get a sketchbook from a dollar store and do some drawing. Do some drawing, man. It's fun. It's affordable, and you're gonna learn all about it. Yeah. It's fun, it's easy, and you're gonna learn all about it. So there we go with some nice inking for this. And again, like, this was intended for black and white. Now, I believe I can color it. I can do a painting over it where it is, when it's actually printed on watercolor paper. But, for all intensive purposes, it's gonna be a black and white drawing, because that's what it was sort of intended to be. It works as a black and white drawing, but you can add color if you wanted to, which I might do that. I don't know, But there, I think that one's now done, and I think the biggest thing with this was the hand and the arm here, and this. I guess this whole area kind of needed a heavier holding line, and then this needed to be defined too. So that's all done. So good, we got another one done, guys. Just gonna add a little bit more weight to that. So this is, theoretically the petticoat underneath the dress. But this is the sort of fringe. But the fringe is gone here because it's ripped, right? It's all ripped there. But the fringe, this little sort of fringy thing, like this doily kind of, stuff on the shoulders and on the shoulder pads and that shoulder pads. I don't know what it's called. Those little bouffards are on the shoulders, but in old-timey dress terms, that. Yeah. So there we go. So I'm going to put my name on it. Don't forget to put your name on it. Don't forget to put your name on it. Don't forget to sign it. Oh my goodness, I signed so many prints. Oh yeah, 2025. Oh my goodness. See, that's what happens when your mind is like, okay, I'm talking, but I'm also thinking of what I got to do here. So, oh my goodness, I signed so many prints this weekend at the Comic-Con. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was nuts. But what fun. What brilliant fun. And meeting some of the even little kids, like I would say even 7-year-old kids that are blown away by my art. Like, are you drawing that? Like, it was magic to them, and I've never seen that many kids be that bewildered and awed by me drawing, or anything, like by anyone doing anything. I didn't think kids acted like that anymore. I don't know. But yeah, that was so brilliant and wonderful, and wow, I love that. I love that. When kids love stuff, I love that. They're sort of awed by things. That's so great. When you can do that with a kid and have them go like, wow, you're doing something that's they've never seen before or whatever. I think that's so sweet, and so awesome. So yeah, that happened a lot this weekend, and wow, I was just utterly floored by that, and touched, very, very, very deeply touched by that. Wow. But it's true, So here we are. This I finally have to finish. I thought, man, I gotta put some. There's something missing in the. I don't know, something missing, and I'm like, does it need more depth in places? Does it need more weight in places? Does it need more detail, or is something not defined enough or thick enough? And I think I just figured it out. I think it's her not having a heavier enough holding line, and I think that's what it is. And there's some parts that shouldn't be too thick, and then there's some parts that should. Mainly the parts that are the closest, but mainly the whole entire outer line of this character, this drawing, person, thingy, zombie, pinup. Yeah, that thick holding line needed to be put in. I kind of thought it was thick enough, but no, it's a little too neutral. She's kind of fading into the background, which is not good, which is not ungood. So we put that heavy holding line on there, and she immediately is front and center, so to speak, much more well defined, and yeah, popping out much more, yeah, like really coming off that background. That's what you want. That's what you want to achieve with that heavier holding line. I always say that. We say it. We say it. And putting, you know what, here, this is going to, see, again, you kind of make it up as you go along, you kind of see, and you go, does it need this, does it need that, and then you go in, and you add a little bit more contrast. I thought I'd turn that into a song, because that's how it kind of started. And then, we add a little bit more contrast, and more popping up out of the subject of the character of the zombie pinup. There, yeah, a little bit more contrast around, within that foliage with little dots and dashes, and voila, that comes out. She comes out all the more. Yeah, art. And I think this too needs to be defined more, because it and the cross behind it were a little too samey. They were a little too samey, and now that feels like it's in front of that all the more. Okay, live and light. So I'm gonna add. Don't forget to add your name. Don't forget to add your name. There. Oh, you know what? This too. More hatching, and now a little bit of cross hatching. It's the Broadway musical cross hatching. There. Oh yeah, my name. Yeah, Rob Sachetto something. Yes. There, 2025. Another 2025 drawing, guys. Yes. How many will I have done this year? I wonder. Like, I wonder how many are going to be sort of like left over into 2026. That'll be interesting. So yeah, how many drawings will I have done this year? Because yeah, that's an interesting. I think that's an interesting question. how many drawings do I do in a year, roughly? Because I guess I could theoretically figure that out, but I don't know. I tend to just move forward. I don't really think about things until I think about things. You know what I mean? Okay, so first this, I'm going to try to get closer here with this 90-year-old creaky. You know what? I love it, but here's the thing, man. It's awful. Like, this chair is just awful. You know, it doesn't roll anymore. It makes an awful sound. Like, I've never even heard that kind of blood-curdling sound before. Like, if you twist it, like, there's a certain... Yeah, it's awful. Like, I've never heard metal sound like that before, man. So I gotta get myself a new chair. So, yeah, hey, here's this. Join Zombie Daily on my Patreon page. Throw in $2 a month, man. Throw in $2 a month. I would be forever in your debt. All of the proceeds from the Patreon page go to art supplies, and I would consider the chair an art supply, and I would actually claim it on my taxes and all that stuff. But it would come from you, you know, the patron, you know, on my Patreon. So check out that Patreon page, even if you don't want to throw in $2 a month. But if you have the ways and means, I would really appreciate it. If not, subscribe to the channel. You know, that would be awesome too. But yeah, I have to buy a new chair. I have to. This one is actually starting to hurt, and yeah, I can't do that anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. Like, I'll put up with stuff up to a point, but yeah, it's starting to become a little uncomfortable. Is what I would describe it as. So yeah, if you guys can throw in $2 a month for you know, be a patron on my Patreon page, wouldn't that be awesome? You'd be supporting the largest zombie art database on planet Earth. You know, and your name will live in infamy as such. You know, that's all going to be going on my wiki page, man, which is coming soon. And yeah, you know, people who have supported me will be mentioned, especially the patrons. You know, because that I have like a record of, you know, through Patreon. And that's a wonderful thing. Like, not that I harass anybody about signing up again or anything like that. I don't do anything like that at all, guys. And I mean, I know a lot of people do, and you know, make money on that stuff. But I'm not asking for much. I'm asking for like $2 a month. And if you feel like it, like, again, you know, I do all of the posts for free. I do all the tutorials for free. And in hopes that, you know, people think it's worth something and want to, you know, throw in a couple bucks. Because, again, like, all the proceeds go to art supplies. New art supplies, different art supplies. Like, you know, me trying out different materials I've never used before. And it all goes here. Like, it all goes to Zombie Daily, right? It goes to the live streams, me doing it for you guys, and then you can check out the finished art on my Patreon Zombie Daily page. So, you know, it's very fun. It's there for fun. It's there for your entertainment and enjoyment. You know, this, you know, Zombie Daily is all here for you guys to enjoy. You know. So yeah, if you feel like throwing in $2 a month, and you don't have to do that even forever. Do it for, you know, 6 months or something, and you know, just go. Oh, I'm gonna give this guy $20, you know, for in a month, you know, or whatever. Like, you know, that's totally up to you. If you have the ways and means, if you can spare that, that would be awesome, man. That would be awesome. That would be like me going to, you know, an art supply store and going, you know what, I'm going to buy that pen set, for example, because I've never used it before. But kind of that's what happens. That's what literally happens. I've done that in the past, where I take out the Patreon funds and go to a couple of stores, and always the dollar store first, and check out what their art supplies are like. And so I often buy like tons of stuff from the dollar store that's good, like really good art supplies. Like this pen right here, and I was even showing it to patrons of the con this week, and I go, "This is a dollar store brush pen. Like that's amazing, for a dollar store to have. Like these are great pens, Brush pen, holy crap, man, that's really nice. It's like you don't see that everywhere." And a dollar store, and it was a dollar, So yeah, I bought tons of them. I bought probably 10 of them, and I hope they continue, selling them, man. Like they already changed. Like I said, the watercolor paper that I usually use is different now. It's the same brand and everything, but it's differently made. Now both sides are that weird texture. Whereas before, one side would be the weird texture and the other side would be super smooth, So, yeah, that really, again, that changed. That changed the way I did the last 10 Pokemon, So, yeah, man, things change. You gotta roll with it, I guess, And that's what I've been doing for years. That's what I've been doing for years. And I think I'm lucky because I feel that all of my influences happened like in a pace that was good enough for me to learn from. That was slow enough rather for me to learn from. Like even the way media changed during my lifetime, like going from 3 channels only to like everything and anything and like beyond on like at your beck and call. Which is today, and just like you can get information or movies and media and all that everywhere all the time. Like that change is like insane in the amount of time I've been alive. From having those 3 channels and one of them being French, to the kind of world we live in now. It's like I'm Steve Rogers, man. Yeah, it's sometimes I think about that, like I said, obviously I gradually grew into this, right? So I was able to enjoy each step of that long process, again, it's not that long, but from when I was a kid to now. The way media has changed and everything is just staggering. Like, my goodness. Like, I could live the way it used to be, but people nowadays could never live the way I used to live. Or like anybody, for that matter. Not just me, everyone from that era, Like it's yeah, no cell phone, no internet, nothing like that. Think about that for a moment. Yeah, it's staggering, right? Like it's like you can't even wrap your head around that, So, yeah, like going from that to this now is just crazy, right? But I had that, like it was gradual enough that I got to appreciate all of those eras, right? So, like a lot of times people nowadays don't, like you grow up, you're thrust right into technology and, all of that stuff kind of thing, and ideologies and everything. So, yeah, it's different. It's a different world, man. Different world. But, again, like I said, I'm glad I gradually, accepted it because I had time to accept all of those insane changes. There's so many things I wanted to see when I was a kid. Now it's like, do I still want to see that? Nah, I don't care. It's everywhere. I can see it anytime I want. So the sort of specialness of it is kind of gone, you know. There's things like that, and I worry about people because they don't have that kind of structure, like that base, you know. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, people are going to be different then as a result of that a little bit, right? Like, they're going to be different from the way you see things or grew up, you know, experiencing, you know. So, anyway, yeah, it's just puts you in a situation where you're kind of like, you have to think about that kind of sometimes. You know, does a person understand a reference, or whatever? Like just in speaking normally, you know. So, yeah, like sometimes you have to be aware of that. It's true, you know. It's a real thing, you know. Being able to relate to people through media too, and experiences and stuff like that, you know. So. And sometimes you don't get a new reference to something that's, you know, maybe not even obscure, but you're not privy to because you're not into it or whatever, like a sports thing or something that happened like on an obscure show that everybody loves now, you know, and you don't watch it or whatever. They could use a reference that you're not privy to. So again, it's communication, right? So you want to be able to communicate with people, and if they don't get the joke, it's like, you know, or if they don't get the reference, you know, or whatever. So getting away with references is not always easy, you know, because of the understanding of the other individual. And I've seen it. There. Another giant, like, cool, I think, zombie. Again, different from the other dude. Where is he? Oh, wow, I did him that long ago? Okay. Yeah. Has kind of the same, like, skin and surface texture rather. With the ripped clothing and everything, but I like that. Like I really love doing that. Let's see how long I do it. I don't know, but I love doing that with these. Really works with these guys. It works for like all the sketch ones. I find it really works because it starts out very sketchy, and then I can kind of like lean into it and make it like that. Like make it, you know, kind of mysterious or. You know, what is that stuff? Is it clothing? Is it his flesh? Like, there's parts of him that are mutated, like that are like sort of like open wounds and open sores and like pustules and growths and tumors and all kinds of shit. All kinds of shiz like that, and you know, so. What are these things? That's probably part of his clothing, right? What's that though? Is that his flesh? Like who knows? Who knows? And again, like it's not like that's not anything that's an actual really real question that's invoked. But mentally, when you look at it, it causes you to to sort of question what it is, you know. And therein lies the interest. Then you've got their interest. You know, then they'll kind of look at things a little closer, maybe, you know, and get your art. So it's the selling of it, too. It's the selling of it, you know, it's the selling of it, definitely, you know, like, you know, drawing the eye to certain areas, like, that's what, you know, composition is all about, too, you know, and trying to get those anatomical things correct, like all those areas, you know, just trying to get the structure and all that correct too, because you're not really dealing with humanoid structure, but you're not necessarily doing a human thing. You're doing something that's inhuman, that has you know, same parts and everything, but like overgrown or outsized or like, you know, covered in vascular material and you know, all those types of things, right? So you're really kind of you know, fooling the eye, the viewer's eye when you're adding those kind of details in there. You know, where does the fabric stop and the skin start, and vice versa. You know, what is that? Is that like a vein, or is that sort of like a piece of fabric or whatever? So it's like embedded in the skin, and then things like that, right? These sort of boils and stuff, and then the cracked skin, texture on the boots, that sort of all the crusted dirt. You're kind of thinking of all that stuff, and you're thinking of when you see that stuff on your own boots, man. Like, like the pieces of dirt like crusted on there for whatever reason, or you're like when the bottom of your jeans rip and you've worn them all day and it's been raining and that like that the feel of that denim, it's all dirty. There's sand in it. You've been there, man. You know what I'm talking about. You feel that stuff. And you draw it better, right? You draw it better, I'm going to check the chat once more. Okay. Fine. Anyway, there's that. So we're almost done with this guy, with this drawing. I think it's pretty close. Gonna add that thicker holding line to the fingers. There. Guys, check out my review of the Comic-Con I was just at this weekend. It is in the videos section up there. Yeah, I did that today, and I can't believe I still have any kind of voice left at all, but I kind of do. It's not great. It's a voice, that's about it. That's about as much as we'll call it. Give it. Yeah. I'm going to put a few thicker lines into the fabric that's sort of hanging off of them, and put a little bit more contrast in between the fabric and his skin, which is again skin. See those things? Quotes? Those are quotes. Those are air quotes. There. Put some holes in there. Very tiny sort of craters. There's a bigger one there. Putting some detail in between the holes in the fabric in there. Yeah, just adding to the weight of the arm, weight of that shoulder. You know what, man? I'm gonna do this. Where is the thing that I'm looking for? There it is. Thank God, I was running out of... Okay. Yeah. There. I want that. I want that to be a thing. So I made it a thing. With the things. With the, the whiteout pen. And I think I'm going to do that a little bit here too. There. Then, when that dries, I'm going to ink that bottom part and that bottom part and make it a thicker vein. Make a thick vein there in their arms and hand. But in the meantime, back to the teeth, which I really like these teeth. They look like they're just hanging in there, in the dried up gums. And like the flesh has been pulled way back off that face, and man, his that whole area's got a really smell, man. I find this guy looks like he kind of smells like he's got rot going on, like heavy duty, rot. And I think that's a huge component that's missing from a lot of zombie lore, is the smell that would emanate. And I've gone over I've actually mentioned this before in another live stream about, like, man, that would be an awful, uncanny, awful smell. Zombies, like a herd of zombies. In the sunlight, in the sun, baking in the sun, the flesh just falling off them and liquefying, and the rot, man, involved in that, and the flies and the disease. Like, man, there's so much involved in a zombie apocalypse. A lot of times, like, you kind of go, oh man, I've seen Walking Dead a million times, man. I know exactly how to, what to do, but they leave stuff out, man. They leave stuff out. So, the reality of it, it's very dirty, man. It's very dirty, But the human factor, man, in, like, Walking Dead, that's pretty much what, like it is now, Those areas of the world, like, it's it's kind of nasty, man. It's kind of nasty. I think people resort to, like, violence way too fast, man. So yeah, when the apocalypse comes and there's no law, like, there's no, specific law, or people aren't afraid to do things. Yeah, that's a huge thing to. That's where Robert Kirkman really, leaned into that part of the zombie lore. The human element, and what humans kind of turn into in sight of the zombie apocalypse. So yeah. So yeah. But there, I think I really love this. I think I really love this. I think I really do, though. There's a man thing in there. Man thing head. Looks like, almost. If I put some, like, carrot things in there, yeah, there you go. It's the man thing. He did the man thing. There's the man thing in there. You see him? I always put little things like that in there, whether I do it on purpose or not. It just sometimes happens. That happened. I leaned into it just a little bit. I leaned into it a little bit there, and yeah, you can kind of see, it there. But there's always like stuff going on. There's always little things going on in the drawings I do. I think for the most part. And again, I'm not always conscious of it. It'll just sort of happen. And if I see it, I might just add a bit more definition to the visual, the mistake, so to speak, or the sort of, like, thing that it looks like, thing that it kind of looks like. I'll just add a little bit more to make it look more like it. Only as a joke, though. Douche. There. Wow. I love this. This could almost be like a zombie Hulk, but yeah, like the hands are very bony and all that stuff. So no, he's definitely just a giant, a human. Yeah. There we go with that. I think this is good. I like it. Shoulder there, shoulder there, shoulder there. So I'm just doing the shoulders in there, where the sort of, because you got that heart-shaped shoulder, right? Shoulder's sort of heart-shaped at the well, it kind of goes like, I'm gonna fill it in here, and I gotta fill this in too, That and this. Remember when I used the white out there? Well, there's what it is. There. Now it's a vein. A vein. Yeah, my voice is starting to crinkle and crankle. So that vein looks great there. I like that. Really adds to the proceedings. And having that giant boil there, and having sort of a, where maybe the worm or parasite exited the that bulbous area, having a little hole there. There, having another maybe little hole there. Maybe multiple insects exited this area of his flesh, So, but again, I'm adding a little bit more detail to where the shoulder is. But it's like definitely it's like a heart shape, on top of the clavicle. The clavicle goes, the end of the clavicle kind of goes right into it, into the top of it, in the middle of the heart shape type of thing. And then you got the bicep, and then of course the forearm and stuff. So, yeah, shapes. But yeah, his arm almost looks like a tree trunk. Like it's just this, they're just almost like giant columns, flesh, Yeah. Yeah. So there we go. I think that one's good. Yeah, I think that one's good to go. I think we've kind of covered all of the necessary areas that need to be defined for the overall effect. So I think we got that. I think we got that done. And once again, I could theoretically take this. I can take this. I can take this. I can get a photocopy of it on watercolor paper, because this is cardstock, what I'm using right now. It's a coated cardstock. I could get this photocopied onto watercolor paper, and then I can actually paint over it, if I so chose to do so. So yes, I could do that, and maybe I might do that with a couple of these, and we'll see how that goes, because I did a couple with the dinosaur drawings. I did some black and white dinosaur drawings, and then I got them photocopied on watercolor paper, and that's on the channel here too. When you see the dinosaurs, you'll know you hit that video. So what I did was I basically did the dinosaurs like I did these guys, and got them photocopied onto watercolor paper at my printers down the street from me. And duplicators, shout out to duplicators, man. They do the best work. I love them. They are awesome. So yes, I get them printed onto the watercolor paper. Then I can do watercolor paint on top of them, which is fantastic, to do. So with the dinosaurs, I did like different versions, and you can do as many different versions as you want, and they are, basically somewhat and mostly original, because you've painted on them anew. And they are, in fact, your original paintings. So you can kind of sell them as such. You can actually, if somebody wants an original painting, that could definitely, as long as you tell them what it is, that could definitely be classified as an original drawing or painting or whatever you would classify it as. But you have to tell the customer or the fan or whoever wants to purchase it that it is a photocopy that you then colored, you know. So the original is a black and white drawing that's completely separate from this, you know. So, but yeah, I think it would be classified as an original, you know, because why wouldn't it be? Does have the mixed media in there, you know, of the photocopy and paint, you know. I think that would be considered mixed medium. There. I really like that. Okay, don't forget to put your name. See, here's another. We're finished another one. That's crazy, guys. I can't believe. So when I line them all up at the end of the night, which is going to be soon, 15 minutes, I'm going to call it a night, guys, if you don't mind. We've been on since 9. I'm going to try to usually do like a 3-hour thing with you guys. So we got some Pokemon done tonight. We got some, I think, did I finish a pinup one? I think I did. And a couple of these guys. So yeah, we got a heck of a lot done, despite the fact that I'm still recovering from con hangover on the weekend, and doing a video this afternoon, posting on everything that I had to post on, even my adult page. Man, like today was a pretty heavy day. Yeah, heavy. So there we go. There, cross hatching. I like this. Yeah, maybe a bit under the chin. Just a bit. Just a wee little bit under the chin. Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay. Yeah. Head coming out more. Yes. Yeah. For sure. And get some cross hatching in there. Yeah. Good. Good day. There. All right. Okay, now it's finished. And you'll be seeing this on Zombie Daily, my Patreon page. The link is in the description below. Check that out. The link is in the description below. Check out Zombie Daily, because that's where all of this art goes. And several thousand more pieces of art. I believe if I'm not at 4,000 now, I'm reaching 4,000 posts soon, and that is pure art, guys. Pure art, pinups, Heads of the Living Dead, Pokemon, cartoon characters, video game characters, dinosaurs, animals. You name it. Type it into that space bar and see if I've done it. I've probably done a zombie version of whatever you've written in there. And no fooling. Yes, I've drawn more zombies than anyone on planet Earth. And actually invented zombie portraits way back in 2006. Next year is our 20th anniversary. Get yourself a zombie portrait. You'll be glad you did. And they also make incredible gifts, incredible gifts. So yeah, get yourself a zombie portrait. I gotta put this down. I gotta stop working on it. No, it's one of those ones. It's one of those ones you can kind of continue working on. More. So I am going to attempt to finish this in the next 10 minutes. There's no way. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try. What's this? A 3? Okay, let's see if this works. No, doesn't look like. No, 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 no. Okay. Anything? No. Okay, it's dead. Alright. Okay. Dead. Dead, dead, dead. Alright. I'm dead to you. Dead, dead, dead. Oh my goodness, that's a beauty. Oh. There's nothing, and I gotta say this, and you know what, I have to, this is the honesty report, okay? When a Pigma is new, when a Pigma pen is new, there's nothing like it. It's so silky smooth. And especially on the surface I'm using, it's wonderful. So yes, I'm very glad I have this brand new Pigma pen that I found within all the other pens. And I don't know where it came from. It might have came from a set, or I might have just pulled it out and used it once or twice. But it is brand new, and I've not used a Pigma pen in a while. So, yeah, no, this one's great. It's got great handling, but it's true. Like, I'm just gonna do some nice, like, these aren't cross-hatching lines. These are, like, this is sort of something I picked up from Frank Frazetta millions of years ago. This kind of hatching that resembles like rock somehow. Like it has that weird jagged feel to it that gives it like a rock cross hatching texture. So yeah, but I mean, look at those lines. Those are so sharp and so slick, right? You know, so I'm using that technique to do that shade of gray on the side of that, you know, structure, whatever it is she's sort of sitting on. Yeah. So just adding a bit more, building it up, always building it up, you know, always building it up. Adding more surfaces, textures, you know, communicating that to your audience, giving the character, no matter how you know infinitesimal it might be, a character, giving that character a backstory, even a little small, you know, backstory, whatever it is, it really helps, you know, to you know, realize and flesh out that character, that drawing, you know. And again, it doesn't have to be an actual character, right? It's just you know, I always go back to the whole, you know, Conan on a cover, like a Conan comic cover where you've got a bunch of warriors like fighting Conan with swords and stuff. And like usually he's, you know, facing one the most, and there's like other guys behind him and beside him and stuff. But what are they thinking, man? Like, what are they thinking? Why are they fighting Conan? You know, is it mind control? Did he kill one of their, you know, big great warriors, or their king, or steal some kind of amulet from their, you know, city square, or, you know, church, or whatever? Like, give them a reason. Give them a reason to love you. Give them a reason to want to kill Conan. You know, and then you'll draw that character better. You know, because it's like it's got a reason. It's got a reason to live. You know, it's got a reason to be doing that right now. You know, when a guy wants to kill Conan. You know, for what he did. For what he done, you know. So yeah, give that character a reason, you know. And it'll always you know, turn out better. Your drawing will always turn out better, you know. So you gotta feel for that character, you know. Like, put yourself in that situation. But that don't change your situation. Yeah, there we go. Hope you guys are having a great evening and a great start to the week. I hope I'm making it a little better tonight. Hope I'm making the start of your week a little better tonight. Just doing some drawing here. Yapping about drawings and things that should never be. Yeah. Coming off an amazing weekend at the Hanmer Valley Shopping Center. Hi. We're at the Hanmer Valley Shopping Center, and what an absolutely incredible weekend. Yeah, gotta hand it to the organizers. Shout out to the organizers. They did such a great job of just everything, man. Just everything. But you know what? Here's one thing that I like that kind of I almost didn't know. Like I said in the review too, that it was a Comic-Con, because there wasn't that many comics there. You know, and I actually didn't know that that's what it was, but like, I mean, regardless, it doesn't really matter. Like, there was comic related things. There was comics there for sure, but as a Comic-Con, I didn't think there was, like, you know, it was comic centric, but whatever. But that's the only, like, that's the thing that I found didn't kind of match up with my perception. So, you know, either way, it didn't matter to me, like, what it was really called. Like, if it was called a retro fair, I would have been fine with that too. Like, I'm fine with anything. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter to me what it was really called, that much. It was just it was a fair. It was a great, I guess, convention too. Man, even the stores that were opening, like, for the first time too, were incredible stores. Like, I'm coming back to this. You know, I'm coming back to this place, you know, to shop here. Like, that's how cool that was. So yeah, I really had a great time. And I mean, I had a great time because it was just a great time. There was, like, such electricity in the air. So many kids and like, and you know, wonderment, like, real, like, wow, you know, like, there was a haunted house there and stuff, and, you know, I was right across from the haunted house, my tables, and, you know, people were just scoping out my stuff the whole time. So that was so awesome for me. But again, I think everybody had a great spot because there were so many people, and you could be anywhere in there and you'd have a great spot, type of thing, you know? So, but I really enjoyed it. There was incredible electricity in the air. The organizers were fantastic, very accommodating. And, you know, they didn't know me from the hole in the ground, man. I don't pretend I'm not a celebrity or anything. So, you know, for the organizers to, like, treat us so well was awesome, and I think they did the same for everyone. You know, I don't think there was anything, and nor should there be anything unique or special. Like, we were with everybody else, and we just had a really good spot. And I think that they actually did on purpose, like, for us specifically. And I thought, wow, how sensitive and wonderful is that? Like, for them to go, hey, you know what? Why don't we put them there because they have scary stuff, and people can look at their art while they're waiting in line, and that's exactly what happened. You know, so that was just brilliant, you know, and I got to really, again, thank them for that sensitivity, you know, of being able to have that foresight to do that is just wonderful, and not a lot of, you know, organizers do that or care to do it, to put any thought. You know, which kind of sucks, man, because you want to really, like, the thing you want to do the most is get people in your venue, And you got to talk up your talent, man. You got to talk up the people that you're going to be having at your event. You know, make them superstars because you want people to come to your thing. And you want to use all the information you have on them that you can find, that you can Google, and make their appearance that much more special. You know? Like, I'm always going to be drawing at a con that I go to. Like, you know, for an organizer to do that bit of research and go, oh, Rob just said that, why don't I say it in my press release when I do, you know, marketing for my event? Rob will be drawing at this event, and come and watch him do that. And if you have any doubts about it, you can email me and go, hey, will you be drawing at the event? And I'll go, yes. And then you can say in your press release, artist Rob Cicchetto will be drawing all day, and come say hi and check out some of his amazing prints, blah, blah, blah. And then for someone else, give them, you know, a really good, again, like do some research on them and give them a really good talking up. You know, so that's what you want to do and get more people in there. And it's true, too. You're not lying. You know, you're getting people in there legitimately by doing just a wee bit of research on them. You know, and there's some places that do that. Like some cons I've done that. Some con organizers do that. And it works. And I can tell you from experience that it works. Because the Witches and Weirdos organization that basically do conventions too, which will be at part of CreatureCon this year, does the same thing. They go out and do posts on the people that they have at their conventions, like the artists, the makers, the other vendors, and all of that stuff. Like like there was one guy showing off. He had a bunch of like different insects and stuff, and he was doing like. He was kind of doing a little display and talking about insects and stuff. So, like, I don't think he was selling anything. Or maybe he was selling something. I don't know. But, like, just even having a guy like that at an event that you're holding is cool. So you talk him up. Tell people about it. You know, get people in the door. You know. So, guys, I think I've done this one. Finally. This one, man, this is an old one. This has been around for like maybe a week or 2 weeks, maybe, or more. Yeah. Especially after this weekend, because I was just doing Pokemon and stuff, and I wasn't touching any of these. So this is now done. Woo! I cannot believe how many things we got done tonight, guys. There we go. I'm just going to add just wee little bits of this, that, the other thing. And then, don't forget to put your name. $20.25. There. Wow. Look at that. Another one done. Another drawing done. Woo! All right. And here's where we put them all up, and we see how much we've got done tonight. And there's so much more. There's so much more. And there's so much more that is coming as well. There's so much more that I'm going to be doing as well. So stay tuned for that. But for now, oh my goodness, look at all this stuff. Look at all this stuff. Man, okay, this, holy crow, this. Oh my goodness, this, this, oh my goodness, this, and this. How many? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 drawings done tonight, guys. 9 drawings. Can you believe that? There, let's take an aerial view of that. Wow, you can't even get it in the lens because there's so much. Wow, 3 Pokemon, 2 zombie pinups, and 4 sketches from zero to finished sketch. 4 of those, and you can watch the entire lineage. You can watch the entire process of these in earlier videos. I actually stopped the video and stopped working on it, and then continue, so you can actually see all of these come together. These I believe too, and these I just inked tonight. So you guys, could see all the inking done on these and everything, and all the inking done on the black and white stuff. So there it is. There's tonight's haul. Oh my goodness. So Zombie Daily is going to be very happy to see all this stuff, of course. And so will you guys. If you check out Zombie Daily, go to that link in the description below. Click on it and go to Zombie Daily and check out all the art. All of this stuff will be on there, scanned and all perfect for you too. So guys, check that out, please. Please subscribe to the channel. I will be on again very soon, of course, with more art and showing you more techniques and little tutorials and things like that as we go through the zombie universe. Okay, so again, please subscribe. That would really make my day and really brighten my life, guys. Thank you so much. I will see you again. Thank you all for watching. I love you. Best wishes and love until next time.